Welcome to a new day in Empyrion Galactic Survival, and in this part what I want to do is carry on working on my base, and I've got quite a key decision to make which I will talk about later on. I want to start with this view because as you see in the background there, that really high peak, and I've been looking at it off and on for, well, since the last video, and I'm really intrigued by it because I just want to show you something on the map. You can see the mountain peak is here, just on the corner of this black area here. We've got a Xerax area here. And what I'm thinking is that could be an ideal location for a mountaintop base. And what I could do is take off a lot of the top of the really steep sides. We could make that into a real fortress. The only real problem is that I'm only ever going to get up there with either a capital vessel or an SV. So my hover vehicle isn't going to really cut it getting up the sides of those mountains, especially the sheer vertical sides. So we could have some fun with that. But that's all for the future, guys. In this part, what I want to do is finish off my base, and I've kind of had a bit of a think about this, especially in relation to my mountaintop base, because what I'm kind of thinking is this could be my primary hostile base. And we'll build that big, and we'll probably build platforms up top so that we can attract a lot of attention. Because one thing I've noticed, if I could, we go into here and just look at the base here, you'll see in stats now there's a base attack Xerax, and it says overall probability 20.1%. We're getting 7.2% from location, 12.5 from reputation, and then base size is small. And it says, strange thing it says here, last attack 7 days 19 hours. I haven't really been playing for 7 days 19 hours, so I'm not sure where that come from. In Alpha 9 you used to get an improvement in relations with the Xerax just by keeping out of their territory, and I'm just wondering whether that has been now taken away. Let's go into the Xerax. I just want to have a quick look at this. It says stay outside Xerax faction territory, plus 25 for every real-time minutes if reputation is hostile. Oh, so if we got to get hostile before that kicks in. Interesting. Stay in Xerax territory with any vessel. So as long as we keep out of Xerax territory, and they're unfriendly at the moment. And the other thing I do want to work on is getting up my reputation with the Talon and Polaris. Now, the other thing I want to talk about just before I get into doing some building, a very big thank you for your comments and feedback, guys. I just don't even know what I was thinking about when I did this up here. Let's just go this way. I really like having the jetpack enabled. I created this slightly lunar landscape here. Yeah, I suppose I just never really noticed that, as many of you guys pointed out, that if you put the tent out, you actually clear the grass. I suppose I could do that. Yeah, so I very much appreciate your comments and feedback, guys. I find it really fascinating because I'm a very firm believer that when you play games like Empyrion and also lots of city building games and all that, you can never be, and no matter how much you play, you can never be an expert on every single aspect of the game, because these games are so deep and so complex that I don't know, it just, you just can't be an expert, and that's probably the right way of saying. Obviously there's a little bit of a dent in the ground there, and you guys pointing out where I've gone wrong and giving me reminders when I forget to do things or I do stupid things is very much appreciated. One thing I do really like to do is you guys point out things that I've done wrong and give me tips and hints, and then I just like passing those on to the to people who come and watch the videos. Anyway, enough of that. Well, I've been really looking at this base and kind of I'm not sure which way to go, to be honest. There's part of me wants to put the residential block down the back here and make maybe this front area into a landing pad, because I'm going to have to cover this mess up. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to start with putting down some blocks. You can see here what I've done is I've gone out and harvested a lot of stone, and what I actually did was is if you see the spire over here, I didn't do this one, but I did another one in that direction because I went out and kind of explored down this way a little bit. And I actually cut down one of these big rock spires. Now, I will tell you guys that taking one of these down is very time consuming, especially with the survival tool. I mean, it's got, I think it's around 7,000 hit points. So it takes quite a few minutes to take that down. But what you do get from one of those is a random number of stone, which is normally in excess of 100 stone. So if you're looking for a quick boost in stone, that taking down one of these rock spires certainly beats wandering around trying to find a, you know, gathering lots and lots of stone, even digging out. There's a little bit of iron there actually as well. Anyway, so that's another little kind of way to look forward. And I did that off camera because, I mean, it's, as I say, it's not the most exciting of things to do. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this building over this area here, like this. And what I'm thinking is that this will be a landing pad. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to cover everything. And of course, by extending this, I will be able to put out some more guns. And again, a big thank you for those of you who pointed out that the game has changed in the sense that when you build the base defenses, these, when you right click, you can choose between cannons and the miniguns. And I have to confess, guys, I'm really more into the cannon option as opposed to miniguns. But I think we will probably put some miniguns on this base. I actually quite want to. I must admit, I'm still getting the hang of this. The new block system. Sorry, brain faded a little bit there, guys. It's kind of, in some ways, I suppose it's the same old story. We get used to doing things in a certain way, and then after that, you know, it just takes a little while to get familiar with. I'm just beefing up this area here because this is going to be an open area, so I just want this to be. Yeah, I think we'll just leave this like that. I don't really want to have a gap. That makes the guns look like they're sat on a fairly firm foundation. Come back here. I have definitely got a bit carried away with the holes. I think that's probably going to be big enough for the moment, because eventually I'm going to put a couple of fence corners here, because I'm still thinking that the attack will come from this direction, and maybe I'll put a couple of miniguns down here. But more importantly now, what I want to do is get over here. And I'm just going to close this area off. And of course, we're not going to let them get in here and take out this area here. So I'm going to block over. Wow, certainly getting through these concrete blocks. And it's really surprising when you get down to building. Oops, finger stuttered a little bit there. Do I really need to enclose this? Because it's not like this is actually, oops, we've got to move position. Yeah, it's not like this is a place where I need to protect against oxygen. And I'm not going to be building a farm here, so it's not like I'm going to need anything. And again, do I really need the full width of... I mean, we could come in, say, maybe, wow, yeah, we're out of blocks. Maybe we'll just go 5. I mean, I've got some steel blocks. I could change to steel blocks at the back here. I'm not, I mean, I could put a door in here, so if any of the local pteropods come up onto here, then we can put a steel door in there. this into a defensive position. I'm kind of a little bit inclined to maybe go steel. Maybe we'll just bring this in a little bit so they can't get any cheap shots on the... Oops, we're out of... Well, we can soon fix that because I've still got a little bit of stone left over. And yeah, so I think we'll knock out another 50 should do. Because, say, from a accommodation perspective, I could change this. Mind you, if I go full width, why is that? It's almost like this. Ah, this is because this is only 2 in. I can get a fridge on each side here, and then a food processor and a bed. Yeah, I think maybe just for the fun of it, guys. Whoops. We got 60 steel blocks. It's really thick though. It's always part of me that rebels against these big blockhouse type defenses. Oops, I've got still got the block on the top. I think maybe we will. Yeah, I think we're going to put in steel blocks on the roof here. I think if I can come back, we're getting a bit close to the water there. Maybe if we come back a bit, maybe one more like that. Because that would give me a nice flat expanse to put some solar panels on. I do want to make the base capable of solar panels. It's really thick and chunky, but maybe that's what I really need. Actually, I think I'm going to wait for the concrete blocks. If you just come in here, make that connection. That's now stuck out like that. It's always a hazard when you are making things up as you go along. I think what we're going to do is texture this in. And put this in here. I'm going to go full on. Oh. I know this will most likely not be seen, but sometimes it just pays to get in and do blocks like this. Again, it's just a little bit quicker. I'm not worrying about the top bit because what I just want is bricks around the edge. Although, quickly speaking, yeah, they're all in the correct direction around the outside. I quick check all the way around, and then what we're going to do is go to that light color and go to the medium brush, take off that, and wow. Any downside with doing this is you don't get a uniform pattern. That's a shadow. There are times when I play games like this and they have realistic shadows, and I think what we'll do is that's going to be able to take me a little bit, get you back to small. It's going to get this. No, that's the wrong way around. That's okay. Oops, wrong way round. Oops. That. And yeah, okay. Okay. Get everything. Oops, just flip that the wrong way. Okay. That's. When we could make some interesting patterns. That gives me a nice big open landing area for the hover vehicle. And 9. Let me just have a quick look. I'm just going to knock out an automatic door. I've got the resources for it. The way through, actually. You should be hooked up as well. Optical fibre. I'm a bit low on copper. I think I don't want small, I want large. I think we'll make out 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I better turn that on. Actually, let's go for 6. I'm not totally sure that I've got enough resources for that, but never mind. The white floor out here as well. Of course, we'll have to go for my usual white. So if you put a really light ceiling in, you can often get away without actually using lights. So get here. Just going to, and of course, what was the? It's this one, isn't it? Yep. Actually, okay. Figure. Okay. White. Oh. Yeah, that's a bit better. Again, I should have this in. Okay. Bit of an accident there, but I think that this will lighten the room up a little bit as well. Oops, I've just missed. That's going to annoy me. Above the. I mean, we could. Well, we'll have to change that back. That's going to annoy the heck out of me. So, retrieve the block. Okay, we're gonna concede defeat. Fill that in. That's not gonna. Well, I think we'll be okay there, guys. I want to keep this for the advanced constructor. Just make everything nice and bright. I'm not sure where that message went. Oh, there it is. Better put the tent away. Let's put the capacitor to this end. And then that's making the hole. But see what I was saying about the fact that just by putting light textures in, I know this is bright, but it just takes the gloom off the base. You can see the shadows spreading as well. That's cool. I like that. So we've now got this area here. Actually, I'm pretty sure that we actually. Oh, did I make a fridge? No, I couldn't have made a fridge. Well, I suppose we can make a fridge. You make fridges? Yeah, we're just going to make the one in here. Oh, it's getting a little bit warm there next to the generators. And I think I'm just going to hook out. I think 42 should be enough. And of course we'd have to start with the... Yeah, I think I will enclose this door on, but probably won't actually put a physical door there. We'll just leave that as an entrance. That should protect that area there. My instinct is to go up with glass, actually. To give a bit of a defensive perimeter. We'll come out like that, maybe one more. Or some going to be stood in the way. Very unoriginally allows me to move away. You can hear the pteropods around. Actually, that comes out white. Oops. Let's see. I put a... So let's see what we've got in the way of new. Okay, see what we've got here. This is just me messing about, by the way, guys. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to... Yeah, so if we turn that round there. Put that on the corner like that. Actually, I'll put one in. Put in one. We'll tidy up the blocks once it's actually finished. And then put another one. Like that. Then we'll just pick these up. Treat the box. I better take the one off the roof. That gives me an area up there. It's this one here that's got a problem. That's going to irritate the heck out of me, and I can't get... It's not going to let me get under there, is it? Because of the... Never mind. I suppose I'm just going to have to learn to live with it. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to pop these in. Oops. And going to... Nope, that one didn't go in the right direction. Going to that in there. I've got to do it, guys. It's just going to drive me nuts. Yeah, that's the one that's actually giving me the problem. That in there, and do the whole block. Oops, no. Bit of a fail there. That might just hook that out. Put it on. Block there. Back to... Right, I think I'll just back inside, make sure that's... Yep, that's good. And then... Should be able to... Can't remember which one of these it was now. And let me see. That one. And of course we better take off the block coverage. And have to take off. Oh, actually. I'll put that for colours. Not sure. Oops. Oh, wait. Well, we'll change the cannons. Because again, I kind of like the brighter colours simply because I don't know, it just makes things look a bit better. Yeah, let's go for blue. Of course, what we're going to have to do now is drop the block in there. And, oops, back to here. And back one. Actually, no. Let's just stay on. Oops. And just gonna, I mean, a lot of this is going to be covered with solar panels anyway, so. Well, we might as well tell the Xerax we are here. And of course, the other thing I can do is use this as a SV landing pad at the moment. Gonna get back to bricks. Wait. How about that? That's where bricks around the outside like this. I do like my brickwork. I think it's a bit of a Brit thing because a majority of our more normal houses are built with brick, or as I think as is referred to in the US as brownstones. And correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. And of course, I've always lived in brick-built houses, except for a short period when I lived in a flat, which I hated. I think like a lot of Brits, although I think it is changing, we like to live in houses. And, oops. That shadow, yeah, it's shadow. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to tell. I'll just do the floor. It's got reversed. Make everything look nice and bright. So I don't really want to fit this base out too much. This is what you could call my basic survival base, where I'm going to build and construct various my SV. I'm certainly going to upgrade the hover vehicle. That's going to be the next objective once I've got the base up and running. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We can put some glass blocks, and get a few things up and running. And see what we've got now. I certainly want the bridge. Oops. And where we can buffer. That can go. Oops. That must be steel block. And we'll put a little bit of furniture out so I can sleep. And I'm just gonna keep this pretty simple and straightforward. You have a fridge there. Drop that up. I mean, do I need a shower or anything? This will come in out here. We could put a shower next to the nah. I'm not sure I actually need a shower. I mean, we could put a shower in here actually, just in case that I actually need it for any reason. I mean, to be honest, showers are something you just need if you're going to get. I mean, I suppose it would work if I get a little bit overheated. When I'm from up here, I can jump straight into the emergency shower here. So we've got a bed, we've got a fridge. The other thing I need is a food processor. Actually, can we knock out some blocks? Windows, 5 steel plates. We've got the silicon for it. If I make up, say, about 40 of those. And if I get any surpluses, I can always change things. I'm not. It's going to annoy me. All this in. Now I know some of you guys may be looking at this and thinking, well, why isn't he putting in the container extensions? To be honest, I don't think in this base I actually do need container extensions because, as I said, this is going to be my manufacturing upgrade base with basic survival here, and I can't really see the point in equipping this base with the advanced containers. It's just going to drain the power, and in the moment I'm not particularly that interested in that. Well, let's put some better panels on the roof. I suppose we can take advantage of that. Yeah, so probably when I build a more survival orientated base, I may then go for the what we call it. Sorry, brain's fading a bit. Is that similar? No, it's not the same though. Don't think I'll be able to get the same here, will I? Let's have a bit of fun. I mean, we're going to cover this anyway with solar panels, although probably on this corner we will put in some more cannon turrets. I'm just going to pop this on the top like this, just to make sure the Xerax can see us. Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm not going to be putting in the container extensions, because I'm not going to produce vast quantities of goods. Another reason why I don't really want to put in vast quantities of goods is the fact that I don't want to have everything stored in here and then lose the base to the first base attack. So I am going to be taking precautions so that I don't lose everything with the first base attack, because I mean that would be absolute stupidity. What was it? So if we put in, I actually prefer flat tiles. So let's just set up horizontal. Just going to, so that we've got, I think if we start, it's not absolutely flat to the ground, is it? That's better. Let's just get I think if we put, oops, that's out of position, that's no good. Change that. Take out that one. Take this out the center like that. I mean, I know it's a bit late in the day to be putting out solar panels, but and then maybe I need to tone down this little bit in the center. Just take out like that. Yeah, I think that will be a little bit better, and we won't. I think the underlighting there would be useful. And then we want the door. And oops, want that. Oh, connect. That's probably because there's. I'm just going to drop that in into the door in there. Yep. Got 12. I was making more than that. Never mind. Oops. And I'm just gonna we're going to go double height. I don't think I'm going to need a side door, because it's not like this is going to be a massive base. So I'm just going to drop that in like that. I know, again, some of you guys are probably saying, what on earth is he thinking? I mean, this glass panels will not stop any attack. They probably won't, but I'm going to be relying on range defense for this base. So we've now closed this area in. Of course, it's getting a bit dark, so and hopefully, I mean, that should keep away the local pteropods. Get back here and break that connection there. And we're looking good. It's getting dark. We've got a bed. We've got a fridge. I think the next thing I need is a food processor. I don't think I actually need this on anymore, so I might as well keep the power drain down as low as possible. Can this make the food processor? Or do I have to use the large constructor? Yeah, it looks a bit like the food processor. Just check. Sometimes the quickest way to check something is just to come in here. Yeah, large constructor. Certainly want the food processor so we can make better food. Oh, and the other thing I want is a water generator, so we'll make that. Don't really need the armor locker. And we've got the food processor. It's not that encouraging that I'm running out of optical fiber. Yeah, I've done in all my silicon now, so yeah, and I can't make a food processor because I made a water. I think I've got a little bit more food in the. And why am I doing this? I could have done it this way. Right, cargo box 5 of a vehicle. Container controller. A tiny bit of silicon. That should get me going. And put a bit more ore in. I'm not going to risk my Promethium. I'm quite happy to lose everything else, but what I'm not prepared to lose is my Promethium. That's why I'm keeping it in the hover vehicle, because if any attack is too overwhelming, I'm just going to cut and run. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. So our first attack, if it comes in hard and heavy, I may just use the hover vehicle. That's one reason why I want to upgrade the hover vehicle. So I'm just going to knock out that. Just check how's the power situation. We've got 60% power at the moment. Plenty of ammunition. I'm kind of half tempted to take some of that ammunition out, actually, because it's a lot of ammunition in there, which I might use. And I suppose I could put some lights in here. I mean, it is a bit darker than normal. I unlocked the base lights. I can't remember, to be honest. Again, the game is a little bit inconsistent in the sense that some lights you seem to have to unlock, other ones you don't. Here, also a couple of small lights here. Nah, I'm not going to bother. I don't want to drain the power. I mean, the only reason I'm recording this in the dark is because I want to get the food processor out, and then I will complete the video. And of course, we're getting a little bit low on eating. I've spent the whole day not eating. And again, I'm going to keep the predominantly amount of food in the hover vehicle. What we can do is deploy this while we're at it. Just in case the local pteropods are around. I'm not going to worry too much about using water. The water, but oh, they've changed the texture on it. Oh, that looks cooler. Oh, that's fun. No energy. Yeah. But I want to create enough so that when the time comes to go out into space, I'll have enough oxygen or purified water to get up and running. So I don't want to put a ramp here, say, just in case the local pteropods hang around. And I'll hook this up. I think we'll just chuck the food processor in here. I think it probably looks better, a little bit better like that. And what we'll do is just hook that into the fridge. That's, as I say, what I will probably do is I will put stuff into the fridge and make food as and when I need it. I don't really want to keep large quantities in there. So that's just going to be my food production area. And eventually I'll put an advanced constructor in there. I don't think I can make one at the moment. In fact, I'm pretty sure I haven't even unlocked it. Let me just hook it into here. Factory. Let's have a quick look down. Advanced constructor, I've got the points for it, so let's do the unlock for that. And a quick check. We don't have the resources for that. Oh, great. Never mind, that's the way it goes, and that can be the focus for the next part, because I just need the advanced constructor in here, and then I think that will be about it for this very minimal operational base, where I probably need to get some resources and get some extra defences. I'll probably have a couple of minigun turrets out here and another 2 cannons on the end here, where what we'll probably do is extend this out a little bit and create some, maybe create a pillar or something. Or what I could do actually is come out this way and actually put a defensive pillar. Oh, we'll see how it goes, guys. We're just going to wing it a little bit, but I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. So next part, I think we're going to have to go out and get some resources. I'm going to need some silicon, so may have to go out and got silicon and copper there. So what we got here, small and small. So what we'll probably do is come back this way to get the silicon and copper, because I've got loads of iron, so I don't need to worry too much about that. And what we'll do is open up this area a little bit to see what's going on. But that's all going to be for the next part. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.